A very good morning, Honorable Chief Guest, beloved Balasa, dignitaries on and off the dais, and fellow student managers. I, Yash Nigam, student manager, Balaji Institute of International Business, feel honored to introduce Mr. Dilep Mishra, President and Head of Corporate Human Resources, JK Group. Sir is an alumni of Ross School of Business, University of Michigan, with degree in engineering and post-graduation in management. Sir has diverse experience of working on leadership assignments with reputed business houses like Reliance Industries, Nagarjuna Group, and Phenolix Group. His background spans over 30 years of demonstrative achievement in human resources, organization learning and development, and strategic planning arenas. Sir is an ICF certified acclaimed executive and personal coach. Sir is a speaker at several seminars and conventions globally. He has been invited to speak at many international forums at Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, etc. Sir has been felicitated as Super Achiever in 2003 and received Best Leader of the Year Award in 2004. Sir, I request you to enlighten us with your words of wisdom.
Sri Balasubramaniam sir, and good morning to all the students, dignitaries, and wish you all a happy Ganesh Chaturthi. This is wonderful to be amidst you, really. I always have a soft corner for Pune, and I always come back to the young people like you with definitely a motive to learn from all of you. I don't know whether it is a learning for you or not, but it is always will be a learning for me when I come and address all of you. I try to understand what you people really think of the future and what really makes you to build your future and your career in the organization. See, it comes many things when we talk about learning. See, let me tell you, many of us will be coming from a small town. Many of us will be coming from reading in maybe a middle-class school, middle-class family. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where we come from. It matters actually what we wanted to be. See, I have never studied in an English medium school. I studied most probably, I don't know, in a smallest, I don't call it a town, it may be a smallest place. If anybody will be knowing where the MiG-21 engine is manufactured, it is somewhere in the small area of Orissa. It is called Sunabeda. I think it doesn't appear in the name in the map of India also. Very few people will be knowing about the place. It's a mostly infested with, it's a tribal area. It's a tribal area. Still people there are tribals. I did my schooling there in a tribal government school. And college, then after college, and I think I didn't have a dream also when I was studying. It was just studying. And probably when I started thinking of doing my engineering, which I think that point of time there was only two options, where either you have to be an engineer or a doctor. So I think I choose to be an engineer, and I had a dream to be an engineer because I like, probably that point of time, my dream was, at least I was fascinated by the automobiles. So I was thinking I should know about automobiles and I should work with an automobile company, and probably that kind of a dream has dragged me to do my engineering, and then probably I land up in automobile company as my first job. And probably, if any one of you know, it is Hindustan Motors, the ambassador company. That was my first job what I did. So what I wanted to say is, it doesn't matter from what background you come from what school you studied, or from which town you belongs to. What it matters is, do you have a dream for yourself? If you have a dream, and then if you walk towards fulfilling your dream, probably nothing can stop you in achieving that. And I am sure many of you will have dreams in career. And the dream doesn't mean to only make money. That's not a dream. And that's, I will tell, that's a madness. So all of you as a young people or young leaders should have a dream in your career, what you wanted to be and what you wanted to be remembered as. Probably it will be too early for you to think of what I wanted to be remembered as, but you can certainly think of what you wanted to be. And this, once you have this dream, then please work on that, what will take you, what you need to do so that you can fulfill your dreams. And one of the best examples, I think, if you go through the little biography of your Bala sir, it will give you from where he came from, what he has built and what he is known for today. And he can be a role model for all of you. Similarly, you will have many role models in your life. Maybe your parents, maybe some leaders can be a role model for you. And whenever you are having a role model, identify yourself with the individual. And create something differently for yourself, for which you will be really known by your friends, by your colleagues, by your seniors, in any organization you work for. You should be different. You cannot be like any other person who are there. And let me tell you, every one of us are different from each other. We don't look like same. We don't think like same. We are different. So we should really have or cultivate some qualities which will be different from others and which will really make us stand up in the professional field, and for which we should be known for. And what is that? That I think you have to decide. Many times when we study, especially many times, let me tell you, we get swept away by the offers, money or the salaries we will be getting, or the opportunities, the job opportunities in which areas are there. So we choose a field based on those parameters, where I'll get big money and where there is a good opportunities for me. Yes, by doing that, certainly you will land up getting the job, but whether you will able to excel in your job, that you need to ask yourself. Getting a job will be easy, but really making a difference in that job and excelling in that profession, how it will take shape, you need to ask yourself. Because if your heart is not there, if your mind is not there, probably you will not have the creativity in those areas. I have seen many people having a profession either in the marketing or passing out doing MBAs or passing out doing the medical professions, but they couldn't able to really make a breakthrough in their professions. Probably at some point of time they found out they don't like the profession or they don't have the passion for doing excelling in that profession. So this is the right time really to find out where your heart lies. It is not only about getting a job, but it's about doing excellent thing in the job or in the profession where you are. So you can ask yourself where your heart lies and probably choose the job. Otherwise, there are opportunities, of course, very few opportunities, very few companies will provide you while working on the job to change your profession based on your liking. And the most important things when it comes to the job is some basic traits. See, the colleges or the institutes really make all efforts to give you all the functional knowledge in the areas. Very few institutes or colleges will really help you in learning those skills which are most important in the organization. And those skills has nothing to do with your functional knowledge. Have you ever seen the top leaders, the CEOs or the business heads? You will see they come from diversified backgrounds, but they are successful leaders or they are successful CEOs in their area. Have you asked yourself how come it happened? Let me understand from all of you what that is the skill which is required when you go up. What is that most important things which is required for any leader to be successful when he goes up? What comes to your mind? You may be right, you may be wrong, but there is something which comes to your mind, what you have thought over it. Okay? Okay.
Decision making.
Okay. 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 I think you have said many areas, definitely. Yes. learnability, which you call learning, is called learnability. You know, this is lately has been identified with a research that learnability is an area which makes a difference in the life of a leader. But many organizations you will find they are not tracking the learnability competency with any individual. So you need to really understand what is this learnability is all about. Learnability is all about having a passion or having a inquisitive mind to understand, to learn always at any moment of time, at anywhere a person is. If a person has a high learnability, he will be always thinking about and he will be always learning from smallest to smallest incidents which is happening around the world or around him. Why it is like this? See, they must have asked you, ask always why, when, what, all these questions. And this is nothing but a kind of a learnability. You learn by asking these questions. So you should have a learnability in yourself itself, the competency called learnability. And second thing is like, okay, many of you has told about how you adapt to the situations. See, these are few of the skills which is very important when you really be a leader. See, when you go as a leader top on the ladder, which really matters is how you manage the people. You will have all kind of experts working for you who will take care of all the functional side of the business. But you need to understand how to manage those experts, how to tap the potential of those experts, how to tap the potential of those people who are working with you, how to make them succeed in their career, and how to really enthuse them to achieve their targeted goals. And if you know these skills, then you are successful, and you don't have to have the functional expertise. And functional knowledge you can learn within a time of maximum within 6 months' time you can acquire those functional skills. But these are the skills which cannot be acquired so easily. These are the skills you have to nurture. You have to really cultivate. These are the skills within you. It cannot be acquired so easily. So based on what kind of a skills, let me tell you, all of us are leaders. There is nothing called that only few are leaders and others are not. Every one of us are leaders, but definitely we are leaders in different aspects, different areas. We have certain skill sets within ourselves. We have certain strength in us. So based on our strength, based on the skill sets we have with us, we will be leader in those areas. And that's the reason why it has been told that you should really find out an area where you have the strengths or where your heart lies. So if you choose an area as a profession where you have maximum strength, then definitely, without any doubt, you can start making difference in those areas. For example, if you will see, there are a lot of IAS officers, Indian Administrative Service. But in the government place, you will find they all are leading different organizations. Nothing to do with the background they come from. Because the basic traits, if you have, probably you are the winner. And those basic traits, I emphasize that you should really start thinking about. One more areas which I can really think is your passion for doing the work or enjoying your work. See, when we see the people in the organization, we basically see, even today is also when in our organization, when we see the people or when we interview the people, there is one basic criteria we see, that whether the person has a right kind of competencies which we look for in our organization. Because he or she may be an excellent person, or he or she may have done excellent work in some other organization. But when it comes to my organization, I wanted to ensure that whether he will make a difference. And he only can make a difference if he has the right kind of a skill set which will suit to excel in my organizations. That means to my organization culture. So that's why reason we hardly have any kind of functional questions when we ask on the final interview. We do not ask any person a functional questions in the final stage. Because it's the competencies which will really lead him, that he should have certain, those 12 competencies which we have identified for our organizations, we look for that. And how we look for that is, we ask the person to go through the assessment. And assessment is not a 100% kind of a things, but it's a directional things which will tell you 60% that, okay, where you have this person have 60% indications that he will sign nicely in your environment. So many organizations have started now adopting this kind of practices in their organizations, because everybody wants to really succeed when it comes to the business. And the environment is getting really highly competitive. Besides this, what we do is, we know that, I think many of you will be knowing that after maybe 8 to 10 years, the talent pool will be having all young people like you, especially when it comes to India. India will be the youngest country in the whole of world when it comes to the talent pools. And if the organizations wants to retain this talent pool and maximum utilize this talent pool, then they need to understand the mindset of the young people. And that's where my interest lies. And as I told you, I'm selfish in those point of view. When I come, I really try to understand what you think about. So we constantly make endeavor to make a place where tomorrow the young talents or young leaders like you will really be happy to work for. And tomorrow when you go to the institute, go to the organizations, you will definitely see a difference in the organization and the institutions which you are really studying at this point of time. Because this is a different lifestyle you have, and when you go to the organizations, there will be a different lifestyle. And we really see people, like young people like you, when we hire, we see they struggle for a few months. They struggle for a few months because there you need to establish yourself. And you need to prove yourself. So these two things comes. Here at least here also you need to establish and prove by scoring high marks, by studying your things, getting good marks, good scores, good attendance, you can prove it. But there, in the organizations, it's different. By giving results, by achieving your targets, by doing things differently, and by drawing the attention of the superiors, by doing good work, you can really prove yourself. And these things are not that simple. Because there, the atmosphere will be there that it's your interest to learn, your interest to prove, and your interest to succeed. So when it comes to it is your interest to prove, succeed, and learn, then the effort will be from your side. There won't be anyone who will be in the organization will come forward voluntarily to help you. You have to go there and ask what you want, what you understand, and what you want to know about the work and all. And many times they will not have time for you. So obviously you will have frustrations. But with all those things, how to succeed? And it's not that the people have not succeeded. Let me tell you, people have done wonderful things when it comes to the young people like you and who are there in the first year as trainees in the organizations. But many could not. There are people who could not. They could not sustain the kind of atmosphere in the organizations. So sometimes you will find people leaving because they could not able to adjust in the environment. And this is the things where the effort from your side comes, that you need to understand how to adjust, you need to understand how to enjoy your work. Because this is the first time you are doing such kind of a work. And you may not get work of your choice. At the same time, you need to enjoy your work and you need to understand how to get the work done and deliver it in time. So there, more than the functional skills which is required is how to really build a good rapport or how to really build a good relationship with others. You know, in the society, what matters most is the relationship. And if you have a good relationship, probably 75 to 80% of your work is get done. And many times I think in the education system also you do that. If you have a good relationship, you ask somebody, somebody will write all these things for you without you making much effort. So the relationship counts, and this is also a skill. This is also a skill which will really help you in your professional career. And the most important thing is to be a good human being. It's very difficult to be a good human being. And you need to understand how to really behave, how to really work when it comes to in organizations. You need to understand the culture of the organizations when you join the organization. Every organization has a different culture. And faster you get adapt into the organization culture, it will help you definitely to succeed in your career. I think this few points which comes to my mind, which I will tell you from my experience, I can share with you. I have worked with organizations with having a multinational culture, worked with an organization which is having an Indian multinational, worked with organizations, small to small organizations. But let me tell you, I didn't have any much problem on that. You need to constantly think about those things. And my experience is that to get settled down in the organization's atmosphere, to understand what is expected from you, to build up a good relationship with your friends, colleagues, superiors, peers, and then enjoy your work and make a difference in the work you are doing. Be inquisitive always. Try to be creative. And you can only be creative if you keep the child inside you alive always. Don't lose that child which is there inside you. Because that is the only thing which will make you creative, and that will only thing which will make you think differently. It's not a big job, but it requires little bit of focus from your side, little bit of effort from your side, so that the rest of your life, rest of your career you can enjoy. And I think I wish you all the best for your successful career in the future. And I sure with the grounding you have in the institute like yours, it will take you a long way in your professional career. And always think big. That's what I learned from Mukesh Ambani. So when I was working with him, he will always tell me, Dilip, you have to think big. If you can think big, if you can dream big, then probably you can do big things and make a difference. So you need to think big and have a dream for yourself. People who doesn't have a dream for them, probably it will be difficult for them to move ahead. Whether it is professional, whether it is personal, but you need to have a dream for yourself. And people who really have a daydreams, good. Dream is always you should have a daydream. This kind of a dreams are not night dreams. So you should have a daydream and work towards achieving those dreams. Only having a dream will not solve your problem. And I can see a lot of potential people here. I think all of you are potential in your areas. Whether you go for a job or being an entrepreneur in your life, if you just focus on what you want, I think you will be doing wonderful things in your career. And that's what all Indians have done. That's what all Indians have proved themselves, whether it is in India or outside India. You have seen so many Indian leaders taking up bigger challenges and taking up the highest professional positions in multinationals. And it surely comes by making effort and being focused. But while doing that, don't allow yourself to have burnouts. Don't get yourself too much stressed. And that's where your child will come in to help you. So never lose your child at any point of time. Be grounded, always be grounded. Keep your feet on the ground. The moment you leave your feet above the ground, the chances of having all kind of untoward incidents will be there. At least keep your roots always in right place. And one most important thing which I wanted to tell you is never forget your parents. Listen to them. Yes, I do admit you are different generation. But there are a lot of things to learn from your parents. There are a lot of things to learn from your seniors, from your elders. They have already gone through those phases which you intend to go. Now, take a clue from them with all those experiences so that you will not commit probably those mistakes which they have done and learn from there. So probably that is the fastest way of overcoming those hurdles. And many of times we ignore those elders, ignore our parents, telling that you don't know. Okay, this is a different generations. So our whole life and our whole world is on our palm top. And we do everything we get shot it out with the word called chat. Get hooked ourselves, get wired ourselves in the environment with the small device. I don't know who has really thought over it first. And he has successfully hooked you all to that device. Think beyond that. The devices are there to really use them for your better, but don't be slave to your device. Don't get hooked into those things. And I think there are a lot of other speakers will be there to share their experiences. So once again, I wish all of you a wonderful career ahead. And if you have any questions, you are most welcome. Thank you. Thanks all of you.
The house is now open for questions.
Yeah, please.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So we talk about reaching our goals and being successful, dreaming, getting our dreams achieved. So, but most often we have heard this, that it is very difficult to maintain the position what we reach. So I would like you to put some light on the after effects once we become successful, how the success should not reach our head, and as to how we can maintain that position where we always aspire to be.
Okay, this is the one place where we do wrong.
So,
why maintain your position? Always try to excel in your position. The moment we think of maintaining our position, we try to hold our chairs. Leave your chairs. Don't hold on it. try to do how you can get ahead. Leave that chair for some other person. Think differently. It's not that, okay, today you are, suppose in marketing, today you are marketing head. Think beyond that. Don't limit yourself that, yes, I have reached, my dream was to be marketing head. Okay, fine, you have achieved your dream. Think about some other dreams, what you wanted to be. Don't hold your chest. That's the biggest mistake we do, and there starts the organization politics. How to hold it, how to keep it. Don't do that. That's where I want you to do differently. Think beyond that. World is very big. You can do many things. Hope I answered you.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, you have told us to be more childlike in order to be more creative. My question to you is, how to be more childlike but at the same time not being childish?
No, please again. I couldn't.
Sir, you have told us to be more childlike.
Okay.
In order to be creative.
Yeah.
But how to be more childlike, and not being childish at the same time?
Okay. You know what a child does? Does anybody know what a child does? See, child is always fearless. Okay. Child enjoys. He's totally free from all those conditionings, from all those, what you call politics and all. When you laugh, when you smile, how you feel? You can only laugh and smile if you are a childlike. Only smile and laugh will come to you if you are childlike. That means you are enjoying something. So that is the things where I wanted you to be a childlike. Keep that child alive inside you. Think always small things differently. But yes, you need to keep your head and heart always aligned. You can't work fully based on your heart when you are in a business environment. Understood? You cannot be in a meeting, you just can't wear your shirts and t-shirts and come because you wanted to be like child. So you need to keep your head and your heart, align them where you need to be a child and where you wanted to be enjoy yourself. That you need to understand. Don't condition yourself too much. The moment you condition yourself too much, then probably, even if you want, you cannot be a childlike. Like, okay, if you think too much about your position, if you think too much about your profession, probably you cannot be childlike. If you think, oh, I am the CEO of the organization, how can I smile? How can I go and introduce myself? Oh, it will be my prestige issue. So let the person come and talk to me. You will find many times people sitting on the aircrafts without talking, just keeping silently or reading some magazines or pretending to do something. That means they have lost their child. They love to be a child, but they don't know how to bring those child inside them. Even if they go home, they cannot mix with their children's. They cannot mix freely with their spouse. They cannot mix freely with the families. They will have one kind of a face without smile. And it will be only instructions and getting the things done. So all those things. So that makes the person very, very conditioning, and he cannot think differently. He cannot be an innovative person. So that's the reason why you should always keep yourself happy, think something differently which makes you feel happy, bring always the child, think differently, always mix with the people, lowest to lowest most people. You think that you need to learn from everywhere, whether he is an uneducated person or whether he is a highly educated person or whether he is a child or he is an elderly person. you need to learn. From everywhere you need to learn. So all those free things, free willing things will be there with you. You know that you have the child. And maximum people who really enjoy life, smile. If you smile all near about 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, keep yourself amusing or entertain others nicely, that means you have a strong child inside you. Yeah.
Good morning to you, sir. My question to here, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning to you, sir. My question to you is,
Excuse
you
me.
shared,
Since we are running short of time, this will be the last question.
sir, you shared with us that there are certain competences you look for the people to be employees in your organization. So can you share those competences with us?
Okay, some of the competencies are very standard competencies which every organizations will have. And some of the competencies I will definitely share with you. One is the competencies called learnability. One of the competencies is called the fire in the belly. That means you have always something to do. You have a fire in the belly. So these are some of the competencies which we do real and thinking creatively. So these are the competencies which we really see when it comes to the leadership roles. Other competencies are some of the standard competencies which all organizations will have.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.